Facebook is heavily affected by all the privacy-related changes. I'm talking about GDPR, I'm talking about Apple iOS 14.5 update, but not only those. CCPA for California. Every privacy-related stuff, it's important for Facebook. And the Facebook pixel is actually very much affected by all these privacy stuff. Facebook has sort of technical solution. It's called Facebook Conversion API, which works by sending data directly from your server to Facebook servers, not using cookies. Well, it's a sort of a technical solution, but it's not perfect. It's actually still depending on users' consent, both under GDPR rules and CCPA rules, and of course on Apple devices as well. So it's very Facebook Conversion API is very efficient in overcoming issues with ad blockers, for example, or browser limitation, or the next problems that we will see with cookie-less environment, but is not a solution for privacy consent. If a user says, don't track me, don't send my data to Facebook, Facebook Conversion API is not the solution there. In fact, you should respect your privacy, your user's privacy, especially your GDPR users. And on Apple devices as well, Facebook is not allowed to use data from users that don't give their consent. It means that the Facebook pixel will not work and Conversion API will not work either. So what's actually the solution? Well, Facebook has something called model conversions. It means that using their very, very powerful algorithm and huge data that they still have, they try to guess what's happening on your website when a conversion takes place. And they have a very interesting page about model conversions where they explain the basic stuff, how it works, what they do with model conversions, and you can actually, I encourage you to read this page. It's really interesting. They say that our modeling solution use aggregated data from different sources to enable comprehensive measurement and performance optimization where conversion data may be partial or missing. So modeling or model conversion is used for measurement and reporting, and this is about your ads. Some of the conversions are not tracked for real by Facebook, but are modeled. So basically their algorithm guesses there is a conversion there, and they will show you a message when this happens, but also for optimization and performance. It means that ads are delivered based on these models created by their powerful algorithms. How it works? Well, they don't really explain how it works because I guess it's very technical and probably proprietary. So they give us the basic facts, aggregated data from different sources. The volume and diversity of ad interactions that they have, it's unparalleled. So they have a huge amount of data. Even with this privacy limitation, they still have huge amount of data. They're able to feed their algorithms, and they can come up with this modeling. And they say that they use this model to overcome limitations from generated by the Apple iOS 14 update, and also e-privacy directive. This is the GDPR stuff related to users coming from GDPR covered countries. And they say this model considers privacy because in effect the user themselves are not tracked. Facebook is just guessing that they might do something on your website, like a conversion. Accuracy, of course, the quality is dependent on the quality of the inputs. So Ideally, you should send the most data that you can, respecting your visitors' privacy and transparency. They tell you when this happens, so you're not show conversion, and they don't give you the impression that this data is accurate and it's actually gathered from your website. They tell you when model conversion is used. One thing they say, they encourage advertisers to implement conversion API in addition to Facebook Pixel for full funnel visibility. So conversion API is more efficient in some situations than the Facebook Pixel. It's not that much affected, for example, by ad blockers or by browser limitation. It's still affected by privacy ready stuff. So if your website visitor says, don't send my data to Facebook, you should not send data to Facebook using conversion API. But otherwise, it's a little bit more efficient. What it means for us as advertising, I think it means that we should experiment more. We should start to try different things and see if it's not useful to use larger audiences and let the Facebook algorithm to optimize ads delivery instead of using very limited audiences, especially if those audiences are fed by website traffic. For example, retargeting campaigns might be very much effective, because if the retargeting is based on data gathered by the Pixel or even by Facebook Conversion API, and this data doesn't have all your users, is not covering all your users, that retargeting might be affected. But again, you should experiment, because maybe it's even more efficient, because people that agree to tracking on your website and on Facebook have some more interest in your product. So I'm not sure if retargeting will die, but it will be effective, definitely. Again, you should experiment with large audiences and let the Facebook algorithm optimize the ads. The most important thing I think it's to send data that matters to Facebook. So when you have an action that it's important for you, send an event for that action and try to optimize the ads for that action. Even if not all your conversion are captured by Facebook using the Facebook Pixel or Facebook Conversion API, they will still have enough conversions to be able to optimize the ads. So I guess using this kind of objective with the right event on your website or the right custom conversion will be the key from now on to have a successful Facebook campaign. Otherwise, don't expect accuracy from ads reporting, because this is not longer possible. Expect to see model conversion for a significant number of your conversions. In a different video about Facebook and the cookie consent prompt, I made a list of things that might block Facebook from getting data from your website. I will repeat the list here. Maybe you missed that video. Ad blockers, consent message on your website, consent message on Facebook, privacy settings, Facebook account, consent message on iOS 14 devices. And I think that's it. Oh, and browser settings. All these can limit and block the Facebook Pixel, and some of them can even block Facebook Conversion API. So yeah, as you can see, model data is really needed. So this is how Facebook is changing. This is how Facebook tracking is changing, is evolving. I think they will eventually find a way to deliver efficient ads, but for now we have to experiment and we have to be patient.